That's the question. Because of time, the number of people here will
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
I'm Obadiah Johnson, report for Front Page Africa newspaper. Good afternoon. To Liberia and its citizens for COVID-19 stimulus package. Don't you think it's prudent enough that you submit yourself to any pending investigation, since in fact you actually headed the country's finance ministry at the time? And why do you think your name is actually linked or implicated in Why do you think it's prudent that you submit instead of crying over this time? Thank you.
Yes, sir. My name is Matthias Labindi. I'm from Sky Communications, Liberia. Mr. Twer, thank you for your presentation. Do you trust the court system in Liberia, the judicial system in Liberia, under the workers' administration, which you are going to use to vindicate yourself? In which court are you going to file a lawsuit against Stanton Witherspoon in Liberia?
And as such, they want to play some tactics.
Okay, I'm saying I report for the National Radio and Television.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about the silence of the war.
It has not challenged that report, except it is trying to do so. But if it's trying to do so and launch an investigation, the investigation will begin with the World Food Program. If you ask me in that investigation, Mr. Twer, what do you know about the 25 million? This is what I'm saying now to the public. I know that we agree with the IMF that I will put the money in the World Food Program account. The 5 million will come from the World Bank. We don't control World Bank finance. The ministers of finance don't control monies that leave World Bank account. World Bank project money goes directly from World Bank to directly from World Bank to the World Food Program, and it goes from the World Bank to other recipients of World Bank money. We don't sign on those. There is a framework at the Ministry of Finance, but the ministers are not involved in that distribution. So that's what I can say on the 25, and broadly on the 5. But there is an unspent portion. Maybe there was this rumor, and I'm telling you, somebody even told me that maybe I received this $2 million and gave World Food Program 300,000 of it. So those are the rumors that are circulating. Or maybe the man received the 2 million anyway and he brought World Food Program with 300 million. So the person who asked the question, why, and I will link that question, why is World Food Program silent? I think that's the best question here for the day. That's the best question. Why is the World Food Program silent? The World Food Program should issue a statement. The public is not informed about the country governed by men, the will of men, manipulated by the government. Anyway, there was no accountability, there was no transparency before the war. If you ask me the question, I would say no. If you ask me the question, nonsense, Madam Salif, not sure our democracy took it to a level. Dr. George Manawia took it to a new zenith. Those two presidents combined protected the rule of law and nurtured our democracy, such that I believe that I'm not afraid of the imperial presidency, because what judges and courts have seen, we have a democracy where even the judge has an independence that is unprecedented in this country, and the president can do nothing about that. In the 1980s and 1970s, maybe President Toba will call you and put you in jail. President Doe will send for the judge and say, you do that, I will go kill you. Today, no president can harass any judge. Judges are at the crucible of our transformation today. And so I trust the judicial system because of this fact. Had I not trusted the judicial system, I would not have come from Ivory Coast to face trial. Because I believe, you know what made me brave? To walk knowing people wanted to arrest me. But President, we enter office, one of the things people say, oh, the country is fragile.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Liberia. on today 07072025. Today's Monday. We're to the 7th day of the 7th-month, 4th year. And a pleasant welcome to all of our people watching, following us by line, our radio, online, whatsoever. We say welcome. Whether you're on YouTube, we say welcome to our platform today. Don't forget the geometry of the whole that must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the money. The alert has been reached. The survivability and the protection of our young people today is important. I'm here today with T. Nicholas Barkley on this edition of the program. Be with us until 1:30. This program comes your way Monday to Friday, 12 to 1:30, and this is the People's Program. Liberia and the United States share a unique and enduring relationship rooted in shared history of this resettlement of formerly enslaved people from the United States. The U.S. played a major role, a key role, in Liberia's funding and has maintained close ties, though with occasional periods support of Liberia's democratic development and economic growth in the country. Liberia, Africa's oldest republic, was founded in 1822 by free American slaves with the support of American Colonization Society. Independence was declared in 1847, but the country faced challenges including internal conflicts and economic hardship. Liberia's history is marked by the influence of the United States, its founding principles, and its role into the broader African context. The Liberian political history is marked by dominance of the Touring Party for 133 years after independence, followed today, 1909, the stature page, a professional baseball pitcher who earned legendary fame during his many years into the New an independent nation today on the 7th of July in 1978. And I see here in 1978, the chess-born tennis player Martinez Navratilova defeated Chris Evert to win her first of 9 Wimbledon titles in the single. The London transit system was struck by the coordinated suicide bomb attacks that killed about 39 people and injured more than 7 today in 2011 on the 7th of July. Today 2019, today, led by the Megad Rafinos, the United States women's football soccer team defeated the Netherlands to win its 4th World Cup title. Today's history is a regular feature on our programs. In our one railroad, or the railway that we have used by, that was built by Lemco after the Civil War with several damages, and they were refurbished, praised and good. Then ArcelorMittal started using it to process, and they were saying that this is not in it was not in the law that other people come and use the railroad. Only exclusively for them, this monopoly thing came out. And then the Vanho was then requesting access of this, and the government to say we want to operate Vanho, so we have to have them access this particular railway. But a lot of noise, there was a lot of questions for even the cycle from the Ministry of State and all that from the government, with meetings being held and whether the government refused to make this happen. But at the further analysis, the president has already signed it. None of the points announcing this is a secret. And especially where it comes at a time where the president is on his way to the United States. He's on his way right now. He departed Liberia this morning about 7 o'clock early this morning. He's there. The very serious engagement. But before I talk about this, I want to say something. I want to ask you a question. All the users of electricity in this country who got meters, I'm talking about power telephones, have you asked yourself why are you paying 10 kilowatts at the beginning of every month? Your first recharge, you pay 10 kilowatts. Have you asked your question? Have you asked yourself this question? And if this is placed in the system, 10 kilowatts is about $2.90 or more. Because when you pay $5, they give you 18.6. And if they take out 10, you level 8.6. Why are Liberians paying 10 kilowatts at the first recharge every month? Why? And I hope the House didn't invite LEC. I know that there are some players with that issue. Yeah. Because you don't know anything about this. When you recharge, for instance, a lot of you had prior with this issue before. When you recharge from the beginning of the month, your first recharge, they take 10 kilowatts from you. And during the week, during the month, any other recharge, you get 18.6 kilowatts. And if you pay your first kilowatts, and you get 8.6, and then you have to go and put additional maybe $50 or $30 that will carry you for 3 months. Are you aware that LEC will ask you that in 3 months you should pay 10 kilowatts? For what reason? Is the Liberian people through the LEC did they build this system to exploit the Liberian people or what? Because if I'm a user of LEC, every month I pay 10 kilowatts, I have about pretty close to more than $2.90 or pretty close to $3. Why am I paying the money? Why? Why are Liberians paying this money? And imagine, in a 1 year time, you pay 10 kilowatts every month. Tell me, how much will it be in 12 months? And what are the reasons you are paying the money to LEC? Because when your phone gets problem, you call LEC, the same people that you pay. Even when you call it, they won't come. If your lines have issues, you call LEC, they won't come. You have to pay. Even some of those LEC's folks who are registered, even if they are the one under them, you have to pay them. Even if they call the substations, you have to pay them money. Why then are Liberians paying 10 kilowatts every month? Why? Is it a system that they built to corrupt the Liberian people? Because this is just a form of system to encourage power theft. I don't see the reason why. Because there is no regular maintenance system that every month you pay 10 kilowatts to LEC that they come to you to carry on some maintenance process of your meter or out that is there. If your CIU has issues, you have to pay money to them. And this is a split issue. I hope that the House or recently or the Senators, the House of Elders has been called, can be able to see the reason they call these people to ask them, why are Liberians paying 10 kilowatts? Imagine when they call Liberians at the Baptist field there on the then co-chair on the tax force Mary Bro, Liberian what they say you must say I still didn't call and you pay $50. When you pay $50, they tell you your first recharge, they will take something from there. That won't go to LEC. The $50 that you pay, I don't know where it's for. Then every month your first recharge they take 10 kilowatts. For what reason? Especially where in a country as such, and LEC is still saying they're very poor. They are still communities around most of our countries don't have electricity. Why are they collecting 10 kilowatts on Liberians in the system? The lawmakers ask these people, the 10 kilowatts, What is it for? Lntl Liberians, or else they would encourage a massive issue of power theft in this country. Unless they answer that question there. Let me say thank you. You know, it's so much issue up here, and I said to you, the president has already signed this railway deal, and the president has his administration have quietly signed a controversial railway agreement, which was just yesterday, with the Vahu Atlantic, a United States registered firm with a strong tie with China interest. And even the United States folks are asking questions. How can the CCP thing, how can America endorse a project of a company linked to China? Are we then walking away to another problem? America is being seen that the Bureau of the African Affairs, the State Department is now questioning, particularly the Bureau of African Affairs, why appear to be endorsing the project with the company linked to the CCP. And one of the senators in the United States, the Senator on Foreign Relations Committee, is raising serious questions. So what's going on? And you remember the last time I still let me raise the issue of one. Senator Ted Cruz, Jim Roussette, they are asking questions. Why is this happening? But we hope that the president can return with some news upon this issue. You know, like us have been seeing in relation with this corruption thing, which is precipitating this protest issue. There are questions coming up. Why the LCC is putting a travel ban and your place mend the borders? I know some of the immigration officers, they really have money. They will bring some people to the border in the night and they give you a small thing, they cross to go to other country. Whether it's the Guinea border, the Sierra Leone border, or the Ivory Coast border, your bosses have been informed that these people should not leave this country. They should not. They should not be given a chance to leave. If they bring 10,000 out of your eating money and tell you you're not going to go back. You're not going from here. You're not pass. They say, well, wow, money gave you here. That money gave, I'll ask you for it. Because we must be very much serious. Now, with the issue with the RAA, it's going to be not this type of thing. And it is just an issue up down. You listen to someone where he gave his own point. Somebody said something about him, so he got clarity. And the way he wish this is happening, sometimes folks are asking questions. Are these things being done based upon the endorsement of the party? If this clarity are made at the party headquarters and were not made before, now it comes to the party headquarters, become a legal matter upon whether these crimes were committed or may likely be committed based upon instruction of the party. It's important. Because when you listen to this Jerry everything during the COVID-19, there was another question. Remember the House even call on lawmakers, they call on not the lawmakers actually called on the Minister of Commerce at the time. And they failed to give signed agreement between Liberia and the WFP. Now we're hearing now that a very good portion of the money was used. 2 million was left. And it is allegation that the money was mismanaged. But then Honorable Toy now saying why they are under the scrutiny, he is under scrutiny, the World Food Program needs to also be under that. And they are silent. The 30 million are given COVID-19, you know, the household food support program, of which a lot of you Liberians said you'll never receive food. You'll never receive anything. But they said they spent the money. They spent more than half of the money, but it was all. And we're now hearing that about 28 million or 23.8 million was spent. Now we're hearing 2 million was the balance of this. And even when lawmakers are asking, at the time, the Minister of Commerce said there were no written document between there and the VMP, reportedly. Does this mean that business was done as usual? That there were no records? They just done on the table, yeah, I will do it, send the money, and you do it? And that's how to, through the implementation of this whole thing here, the folks who begin to go on, who are responsible for distribution, took the food or the items to where they want to take it to. And if that was the case, don't you think that the people money need to be accounted for? They should. But this is where we are. And why there are even issues of past leaders, current leaders are also being on. Like I said to you, there'll be names called here. But let's talk about this. Mr. David M. Kima, who served as the Director General of the International Audit Agency, name is now reportedly into another issue. And this is another mark proving to Liberians that this issue of accountability needs to be heightened up. Liberian people, money will not come to them for specific purpose or purposes, and those monies go in thin air. Imagine this allegation is saying that Mr. Kima awarded a vehicle rental service contract to his wife for over a year. It now cost the entity 30,000. That's from 2024 to present. You build an institution as an internal audit institution that should be promoting transparency and accountability, and to be so responsible in the use of public resources. Now you find yourself kind of thing. How come? I think with expediency, it's now time that our judicial system be supported, the courts, that those found innocents can be prosecuted. If there are substantial evidence that they committed this crime, let them be prosecuted. Because it now becomes a willful thing. Why are we talking about past leaders involving corruption? The current leaders? Why are we talking about the 2025 leaders? When everyone says, oh yeah, let's move on, they're transcend to a positive change posture after the war era. Any time. They were forced to appoint the government. They squandered government resources. The next government came. Now this government is still going on. I think it's important that these will be called to book. And if they cannot prove to us, imagine the head of the IA at the time, the Director General, they seem to have given this contract to a wife through a shell company named E12 Incorporated. And this becomes a complete violations of the very principles this agency is meant to uphold. You're forced to get a web job. And this is what killed Liberia. And when this thing come up, the very folks who are to support the investigations, they are the ones supporting those very people. Imagine the investigation unveiled that this discrepancy, billing discrepancy, amount to the money overpaid of 455, totaling to approximately 5,460 per year. Remember, this is not your personal money. You are an internal audit agency. You are to be there to help mend the gates internally how our resources are spent. And you come to a point where there are no report or records to substantiate that these services were delivered. You see, sometimes no wonder why people say when you were in government, you become corrupt. Because those who are there, they always come to authenticate these things. Imagine if you get the position you're in, giving your wife a contract, also putting the wrong stand. And if this country must move on, the GNC, the LSCC, the RAA, and a lot of other institutions are very important in making this country what it should be. Because if we are crying for drugs in the hospitals, these are some of the leakages. Because if money now are being used for internal purposes not used, we will definitely go to the ones that are to support drugs to be able to fulfill the quest of which we want. But if this money are spent rightfully, then neither funds will go to where it should go. Oh my God, this is so serious. This now moving to the LCC, and it's so serious, and this is why folks have said since librarians, civil society organizations, in a coalition or collaborations are calling for accountability. These are just points where they can help government in order of making these issues where they too can provide or help provide government with evidence, substantive ones that can help government aid, because they themselves are key onto the issue of corruption. They want to see corruption minimized, if not put it on end, and those who are involved can be deemed ashamed, can be prosecuted if there are evidence against them, so that those who will boldly sit and say, I'm going to do it intentionally, when they are caught, they know exactly the reason why they were caught and the penalties that come afterward. This now brings me to the point again. A lot of folks, even the media, have been asking, what happened since the likes of Lieutenant Swakogo Dennis, former representative of District Number 4, and also head of Nokai, was suspended? What's happening? What's happening? Now, the government through the LSCC has placed this up, and this is very key, it's important. If we must make this country better, we need to be serious on these issues. Councillor Alexandra Cromanzo at the LCC, her team, they have requested the LRS, the Ministry of Justice, to take heed to this process. And you know, these are all important steps to help us. But mind you, will this give result? Remember, you listened to Samuel Toy, he said, because of this process, you have to come. You have to defend himself on the law, and that sense he's convinced that he is not held in the center of this thing, he never did anything. That's when he came, under the law. Because you know that they are not evidence to hold him upon. Now, the LCC requested the LRS, the Liberal Immigration Service, to impose a temporary travel restrictions on several former and current government officials who have been suspended pending investigations. You heard also following that recently the state enterprise, the Bureau of State Enterprise, the head of the institution will also be suspended pending serious investigation upon. And if nothing is done, this may just be the recipe of a continuing violation of our laws and depleting the coverage of this country. We will not back down. When they say come up, we will name and shame them. We will call their name. And let me make this clear. While the LCC is saying there's a temporary ban on them, this doesn't mean that they are guilty. This is to aid the investigative process, because you can't be out of the country or the other and while they're investigating you have to be here. So since you are here, don't leave until your investigation is over and you're being clear, you are free, man. This is what we are saying. Let these investigations be comprehensive. We know that some outside they will say, oh yeah, they both guilty. They both stole the money, they did this, they misused it, misapplied the money and all that. Yeah, some of you will say that. But it has to be backed by evidence. And once it's before the court, before our anti-graft institutions, from there to court proceedings, let it be done fairly. That if there are evidence that hands were caught in the cookie's jar, let them pay the penalty. If they were not, they have enough evidence to hold them, let them be set free and let the world know that they are free upon. So I'm on the list here, the Liberia Telecommunication, the LTA, and the Liberia Refugee Repatriation and Resettlement Commission, RC. Even as I speak to you now, there are some folks who return, who was brought in the country under this program here. They are still there in Bond County, having nowhere to go. But thank God they're home, but they are there in camps. It's one of fact. The Liberian, that is like the National Oil Company of Liberia, Local, and the Guapolo Yellow Machine people. So some of you are asking, oh yeah, what people do the thing? Ever since they were getting happy. The other one here, these are signs that we are going there. We name them. Some of them were in government just recently. They were in government recently, and now they're being suspended because there's an issue on them. From the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, Abdullahi Kamara, former CEO of Tama Corporation. We know this. So we are here that they're going through some kind of border, they want back, you're bringing them back. They should not go. Edwina C. Zakpa, the former LTA chairperson. These are all the folks on LTA. Madam Maria G. Harrison, another former LTA chairperson. Mr. Ezra Akensaya, former LTA commissioner. Mr. Ivan G. Brown, former LTA commissioner. Sotawan D. Titus, former LTA commissioner. So these are the folks on the LTA area. And they are to be in the country. The LCC has placed a temporary travel ban on them.
A serious motor accident here.
Watch out for these people. From the LCC, Patrick Wozy. Remember the name Wozy? You know where it comes from. A lot of history in this country. He's the director of Liberia Repatriation, the Refugee Repatriation and Refugee Settlement Commission, the RC. Aliyu Fofana, Director of Monitoring and Evaluation. Joseph Oye, Controller. Jerry Dean Colette, Director of Humanitarian Department. Mind you heard some allegations on these people, right? These are allegations. And the fact that the LCC is saying this doesn't mean that they've been guilty. The investigation is ongoing, and the truth will show itself tomorrow or not too long in the distant future. You heard that some of the people said they brought under the canopy of this program, they were in poor in Qatar. Some of them are not even gone Ghana before, but their name appear on the programs. That even the real people they brought were also some of them were laid off or close all the thing. And the number of people they thought they were bringing out, they were informing like deviants about, were not what was happening. Those people they put on the program were people from right here, Liberia. So they had to answer questions to the LCC. So the LIS, the Minister of Justice, should not allow these people out of this country. Then we go to the Babur County, no, let's go to the Nokar first. Nokar, Rosalind Swakago Dennis, the CEO, Richmond Jala, the controller, Elmore K. Massaquere, RT technicians of the Ministry of Transport. So all of them were involved in this thing and they have to answer. Mind you, there were issues about the vehicle that was bought and the government was told that one vehicle was spent for, but at the end of the day, there was this allegation that there were 2 vehicles bought with the money and there were a lot of shady deeds behind that, and that red flag was raised by LCC even when she was invited. That very day they impounded the vehicle that was bought. Some said that the report or reported that one of the vehicles was bought for a sanitation company and one was for all 40 and 35. The match of the one, but they said one in the document, so it became an issue against the government, which was pending. Then Bapuru County, like I said, there are some current and former officials. Imagine the superintendent, he's the current superintendent of the county, Sam K. Zina, Bapuru County, Omaru Sherry, CEO of City Lion Incorporated, Mr. J. Kiasa, superintendent for the Bapuru Project Management Committee, PGMC, Anthony Yoko, the fiscal superintendent of the Bapuru Project Management Committee, Mr. Robert Benda, chairman of the Bapuru Project Management Committee. So these are the people there on this. And LCC has said the investigation are at the advanced stage. That's the reason why they are saying these people should not, and there will be further legal action taken upon them, whether they'll be arrested, whether they'll be ordered for them to cook proceedings, to go to South Beach or whatsoever. But they have said that this is at the advanced stage or the advanced stages of the investigation, so they can allow these people to leave them, and the LCC is up. So this is just a clear indication that I have understood that there are a lot of corruption done against this country. A lot of mad practices done against this country. But until the investigators are proving, Liberians will get to know the truth. If these people are accused wrongly, they will be set free. But if actually they did this, they have to pay the penalty for such. And corruption should not be the order of the day. And it's time that all Liberians get involved in this matter and make sure that we can help. We're hearing that a serious motor accident being done around the Baga, the Ganta Highway. It's also important that our folks on our route be able to be very, very careful. Yeah, we can't continue to monkey the lives of our people. So it's important. Why others are saying investigation allegations against them are unjust, but there are others who that the anti-graft institutions have laid their hands on. And it's now time. You always, when they bring in drugs, they say, oh, we don't know where the drugs coming from. You to the border. When they come in, they give you small thing. Let them pass. This is time that you show your loyalty to the country. Because mind when you do anything, you have to let somebody know. If these people cross to the border point where you assign or where you are taken care of, and you allow them to escape the country, they lose to come out. You also have to pay for that. We heard in time past, people transport out of the country to Boni, Khartoum, or Webar or something, or overnight in the ferry, but no good. These are people already been identified by the government, and they have said, please, we inform you now, there is a temporary travel ban on these people. Don't let them leave this country. And I hope people will listen to this matter and help government see the truth or find out the truth so that our resources can be. These are the reasons why that brother live in this condition, impoverished condition. It's important. And those of you who have evidence or pieces of evidence to aid government, it's time. Because you yourself are being affected. If not directly or indirectly, you are affected by this, by the action of these people. And you do nothing about that, then this will continue to the court or to the LSCC. Let's make sure that these people we hold in, let there be evidence. Because my government time past, it has been so difficult to win case. Remember the last time with this issue with Government Scott, government lost the case. Government was celebrating here with lost case. But they said there was no substantial evidence to hold the lifetime sentence that would keep down by the court. But was overturned. Like bro was happy. The government so happy. But now knowing that you lost. You spend a time on a case that you can't provide evidence on, and you celebrate it. And this should not be the case. We hope that there should be substantial evidence gathered on these people. And if they are not guilty, let them go. Just as much as if they are guilty, they pay the price, let them pay the price. But let's balance. Let's make sure what we are doing as a people. This is where we are, Liberia. I want to say welcome to this Monday, and these are developments up. And Marvin Cole has announced that because of the way he was being treated with the National Patriotic Party, he had left, and now he's pledged his loyalty to the CMC, and the CMC is his new home. I want you to be welcome, and we get a report outside Liberia that the Sabah protest, Nairobi on a lockdown as Kenya rally against Ruto. And you know this issue of long stay in power always been an issue with Africans. And the BRICS leaders are now saying the BRICS summit that the level in which the current president of the United States is moving against tariff, and they term that as an attack, and they are criticizing about that upon. And Gabon president Oligui launched a new political front for his people. And Liberians, well, for the reports coming from Kenya just about 2 minutes ago from my desk here, that Kenyan police has blocked access to the Nairobi city center ahead of this protest. And police in Nairobi blocked major roads into the Kenyan capital city on today ahead of the planned anti-government protest upon private vehicles. Damaging the properties are also going on there. It's important that we informed you that those Liberians that will be exercising their franchise should get to know how much of a possibility they should do it, because the protection of lives and properties matters more to Liberian Liberians. Like I said to you earlier on, about this morning, the Liberian president that departed the country, he's up. Remember, the President of the United States an invitation up to several head of states from Liberia, 5 of them, to be in the United States for the high-stakes white-hot talks. And as the president is pushing up for a trade over aid to renew African policy framework, and it's of no mistake that the head of state from Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, Senegal, they will be there in order to strengthen the commercial and security ties between the United States and America. But why these are happening, there are also allegations of corruption in our country, and anti-graft institutions have played that stake. And also frustrated the other year that the RAA, who should be there, is also been caught up in this process. Because some break, when I come back, I go to the lines to talk to you. What do you make of the development? Several names, and the names are unfolding. What we're hearing now, reported that about 20 names are coming up. These people should not leave the country. They're being given a temporary travel ban outside. I mean, to leave this country, rather, to leave this country. They should not leave the country. They should be right here. And why the government has signed a railway deal. Some Liberians have pointed this out, and I call it a secret deal by the government. Why should it be secret? And why are Liberia, and knowing that this is having an on-tune of a Chinese-owned company, folks from the United States are now saying, lawmakers, they're saying that, why is it that this has been endorsed by the State Department, especially the Bureau of African Affairs, the business concern, and it is very important for Liberia. Some of you are wondering why is the CCP? The CCP is the Chinese Communist Party, and it is highly considered to be a state-owned or heavily influenced by the Chinese government or the Chinese Communist Party. We'll take our break. We'll come back. We'll go to the lines. What do you make of the development in Liberia? Good afternoon.
Wow, serious motor accident. So thank you so much. And up to present, we have not seen the national police. We have not seen none of them around. It's been an hour now. We have not seen none of the highway police. We have not seen them around. So everything still the same. Police have not yet come on the scene. Police have not yet come on the scene. Police have not yet come on the scene. This is the car. Police have not yet come on the scene. So thank you so much. Thanks for following. If you just joined us, let me say welcome. Eyewitnesses are saying the back rider was excessively on speed and he came from of the person. We have not seen the traffic police. Police have not come on the scene. Everything's still the same here. Police have not come on the scene, and the back rider have been taken to a nearby clinic for treatment. I have not seen the car driver. I have not yet seen the car driver. I have not yet seen the car driver. I have not yet seen the car driver. And police have not yet come around. Everything's still the same here. Everything's still the same here. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Keep sharing this live video. Serious motor accident here on the Bangla Vanta Highway. Up to now, we have not seen even the joint security. We have not seen the traffic police. We have not seen them around, and the Bagwara have been taken to the nearby hospital here in Banga for treatment, and I have not yet seen the driver. All passengers that were on board, according to information. None of them got caught. All drivers that were on board, none of them got caught. Only the bag rider got severely caught, got wounded. Bag rider got severely wounded. Is this it? So thank you so much. Thanks for following, and have yourself a wonderful time from Central Liberia. My name is Edward Kaki, saying bye bye.
Why are their names held in these reported allegations upon? And now there are stringent measures being taken against them. Let me talk to our first caller on the line. Good afternoon. If your uncles and relatives are in the numbers, please tell them to not leave the country. They must clear their name. Go ahead.
Thank you very much for the talk on this calling this afternoon. This is Vanning Kohler calling from Police Academy. I'm sorry to say, Mr. Val, corruption will always be the order of the day.
Why should we always be the order of the day? Why?
There are several factors responsible. Number one, our judicial system is very, very lazy. It is one of the most corrupt branches of government. You see, everything that people do in this country, when it gets to the courts, when a woman, when they have proposed things, they will drag. In the name of evidence. You see, parts of the court officials are even brave. While others are indicted, they are still taking corruption. Because the people are getting to know that at the end of the day, when it gets to the court, they will drag in. At the end of the day, they will be set free. That's what it's going to be. You heard somebody go and put this thing, even people will tell them that again, election commission 4 million more over.
The man posted and gave overflow money to the people in a financial policy. You are the finance minister. What backing do you have to get overflow money? Then you posting. Okay, my brother. Let me talk to another person. Good afternoon. Don't hold my line. If you're not prepared, get out. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Va.
You go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. This is Momotila from Peace. Mr. Va.
Momotila, it's been a while. Where have you been?
I've been engaged on the issue.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let me thank you for affording me the opportunity to speak on the platform. You know, Mr. Va, I want to thank the president. You know, some of all the reasons supported President Bwaga is for him to fight on corruption. Those who stole from the country so that they can be prosecuted and restitute whatever they stole from her. So the president starts spending people in government about corruption or corrupt act. I mean, we don't want to thank it Mr. Vice the president is not only targeting former officials, but the people that work in the government, suspending their tenure over to LC to tell you that.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not targeting officials of government, right? But those whose names are being found in this act, come and clear your name. That's the reason. Let me say thank you. And I will talk to Mr. Scully here on the line. And you know what I mean? Every time the woman traveling, I'm talking about bombshell and come behind. The last time you're going to Grand County, Sonny came out again. Now you go to America, guy leaving LSC say, hey, you people should not leave the country. You're with. Mr. Scully, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man.
You're welcome, man.
With all the signature that Samuel talk about, my son, where had impact from implementing it?
Nah.
Where had impact? You sign this contract, you sign that contract, you sign it. Well, how much money they left in the cupboard to carry the contract, to carry the work on? They did that something to do Samuel to where they do it. Samuel to also be sitting down, so nobody saying a bone. Then you explain everything and say the truth. Why are you making mockery all of the country for?
Yeah, because
what happened? Because see witness, the women are weak. But the people that are behind him, they taking bribe. That what happened to Samuel 12, he had to call press over and check politics online and start lying. Our prophet kids said about Pepe.
Okay, man, thank you. You know, investigation is not just a one-cent thing because the character of people are involved, so it takes time. All we want, let it be done the right way. And I think the old man too not slow because he doesn't want to see the right thing happen. But people should not get accused falsely. Yeah. A good one. Yeah, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Natl, for the issue this afternoon. I know we talk about corruption in the country, we move in the country to tell the country. But therefore, thank you for the president.
The old man go in America.
Yeah, he will do well. The old man, people say he's sleeping, but now he's not sleeping. He wake up now. Thank God. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so the day Omen to go in, when Omen go in Bond County, your ears when the news then drop, you should not worry. So we're telling the immigration officers, and how you let bribe. If any of these people that escape from the country, and they say that the yellow point in Zoso, they cross to go Guinea, or they use the Sierra Leone point, Bowater side, your bosses and you people who are assigned to you know the other in trouble. All of you people. Because you're thinking about your berry, or you're thinking about your horses, your condominiums, and forget about the country interest, know that you all will be in problem. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
The thing about it, no, you know what putting the government, that's not putting the government, but they had it here. But the king that grandpa coming what?
Yeah, but I don't remember where I remember.
Yeah, they were not coming, but they don't play that.
Yeah, I remember what. So.
When the white collar strike is that, you know, the judiciary system is another problem. Before coming to one somebody, they were again, what they use, alert. The point they make about for the court to find a person guilty and agree that the person is guilty is our problem in this place. Let's look at me broke the 3 days. When you came out, you didn't like a Bulgarian. They're opening it up. They're opening it up because you know that nothing will happen at the end of the day. So we'll keep talking, and we will continue to accept bribery because we know at the end of the day where we are going. Nobody will be persecuted. And that's about it.
Okay. People will be persecuted. People will be. We can't just say outrightly that nobody will be persecuted. So we should forget about them. Forget about them. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Van.
This Aloysius?
So, you
what's about clean yet? What's about go ahead, you're welcome.
Yeah, let us say thank you for your platform this effort. And let us say congratulations to our beloved president, the Chancellor President Praga, for his step taken. But while we are here and we elected him for the repo region, we start from plastic there to fire coal, from fire coal to rest. It will be much better. We start from a small town, I care how people feel. It's not a wish on. And anything the government will do, to have proof, to have sufficient evidence, to call each and every one of them to put, and the evidence will be there. I'll let us say congratulations to
okay. It's important to thank you, see you very clear. It's also important that those institutions that are always coming up and saying, we want accountability, we want accountability, we want accountability. It's good that these institutions aid into the investigations. It's important. This is a country, you want accountability. It's good that you aid into the investigation. Let me say, Jay Sabato was all of those government officials who are involved in corruption, must be brought to justice. Yeah, and it's important. You can't take the country of money you alone. Then you can't boast in front of them. Eh? Then you start telling us, go to the place. There was some other, go to WLP, go ask WLP first. Go to the SAR. When your folks were telling us that they signed a contract without documentation. How? Let me talk to this person here. I'll take 2 more calls. And I'll call it a day on this Monday. Tell me this song, guys. Tell me, go ahead.
I think the project has started. And if this was happening yesterday, I think we go they haven't been in last month. But problem was not doing it. And the result of getting that to save people money and government money is just breathing.
Yeah.
But at least they are calling the news and we are hearing the what is it? We cry here, and nobody will hear us. So then we are helping people and don't.
Yeah, the security people should be very, very careful with this guy because some of them will disguise themselves as different person.
Yeah.
Trying to penetrate.
Yeah.
They should not go anywhere. Go and clear your name. Why are you running away for? Go and clear your name.
You just went out
good. You are not doing anything wrong. Go and clear your name.
Yeah. You put
let the investigation start. And want to embrace this government for what they are doing.
Yeah.
It was happening yesterday, today. Some of the things we're not talking there. Think in the afternoon.
Okay, Tommy. And this is also good for you. Your children might be 5, 10, 15 years. They hear your name, they think. And you say, oh, they put lie on me and they know everything. And your name is not clear. Future government kind of power. They stereotype you, they say you corrupt. Or they see your children and say your father will corrupt, your mother will corrupt. So it's good that these investigations go on. Let your name be clear. Let your name be clear. If for any reason there's no evidence to hold you, let it be. But it should not be intentional. Because mind you, some of the things that happen now we're seeing where there's no documentation, you go up there, audit be done to ministry agency, no document to substantiate the money they spend. So is it intentional? That we'll spend that number of money, we don't record anything that tomorrow when they come, they can't find nowhere to hold us, or we sign document there, they will rather leave with TIA or burn it. Is it good? You get a house to one construction firm, they pay your house. You expect to bring all of the materials they received, performance invoice, and everything up to you. That you calculate well and see the actual price of the house. But they destroy everything. They change document. You come in the house and I say, I'm a high person, who are your house? You lend your knee on it. The building material you bought, goods for your knee on it. How can a house before you win get no record you be here? How will you feel? This is bad. It's bad. I'm not taking calls again. You said thank you. It's bad. It's bad. And this culture must stop. It must. It should. And some of you will be defending your parents, your uncles, your aunts. Because you don't know that they were involved in this, but you don't want to go to jail. But when they are doing it, you're enjoying the money. If you do it, you pay. If you don't do it, you're be clear. I said this is stereotyping. Now everybody government is perceiving rules. When government get money, the money, they don't see the money. Until names are cleared, then your record becomes straight. Let's clear the names that will see sincere people come to government. Let me say thank you on today. Today's Monday, but the president is on his way to the United States along 4 other African states, marching from the 4 states, only 5 persons in the corps to go there. But I say thank you. I've been here with T. Nicholas Barkley. I am your humble servant. I'm J. Nathaniel Van. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Till tomorrow, have a pleasant Monday. God bless you.
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're following from. Welcome. This is Liberia coming to you live from Bangladesh County. A serious motor accident here on the Bangla and Ganta Highway. Here in Bangla, around the whole place to be here. A serious motor accident here on the Bangla and Ganta Highway. Around the petrol trade here in Bangla. So welcome so much, wherever you're following, seeing serious injury. Ale modo ba meya? Ale modo ba meya? Ama tukang bang, ama tukang ngai no na. Modo ba meya? Ama tukang ngai, ama ngai ro kiri no na. Boy ka na, ama ngai ba ngai ba le. Problem lu ba. Mi chanci. Modo ba le ke yu kwe. It's like you're speeding excessively. It's like you're speeding excessively. This is the motorbike rider. He refusing to sit down. Wow, serious motor accident. So thank you so much. And up to present, we have not seen the national police. We have not seen none of them around. It's been hours now. We have not seen none of the highway police. We have not seen them around. So everything still is the same. Police have not yet come on the scene. Police have not yet come on the scene. Police have not yet come on the scene. This is the car. Police have not yet come on the scene. So thank you so much. Thanks for following. If you just joined us, let's say welcome. Our witnesses are saying the